shot of the finish!
Oh my God!
Unbelievable!
And you're obviously fighting Jiří Procházka. I'm curious, as someone who obviously you come from a striking background, us as media and then fans, they view Jiří as this wild, unorthodox, chaotic fighter. So I'm curious, when you watch tape on him and study him, is he as unorthodox and chaotic as we think, or is there like a method to his madness that you see in there?
Well, definitely a hard opponent, unpredictable, yes, but all the experience that I have on striking and kickboxing, I'm going to be using all that on the day of the fight.
What was going through your mind when you watched his fight against Glover? Obviously, you were in Glover's team, but a lot of people think that's one of the best, if not the best, title fights in UFC history and just how it all played out. So I'm curious, just watching it, what was going through your mind?
No, it was definitely a hard fight. You know, Glover was winning that fight until the moment that he got submitted. So Glover have all this experience, and it's very important to me because regardless, you know what I mean, I'm not going to use that as a result or think that this fight is going to be easy because Glover already fought him. But Glover, with all the experience that he already helped me regardless whether for this fight or for the previous fight, he plays a big part on it.
And it seems, just looking at the rest of the year, as soon as this fight was announced, this fight seemed to be the one most fans were most excited for. You know, we had John Stipe, we have the title fight in December, but it seems you and Jiří was the fight that fans in general circled as must watch. So do you get the sense that, or has that reached you, just the magnitude of the fans and excitement level for this fight?
No, definitely, man. I know how important is this fight, especially now it's a title fight, so it's a big responsibility. So I know everybody's pumped for the fight, and I think regardless the main event got pulled out or not, but I think if the fans had the options to get a refund, I don't think they did because everybody want to watch this fight.
There's been some talk from the fans that this is the samurai versus the indigenous tribesman. Do you see it that way, and do you see this as a warrior versus warrior kind of fight?
I see it like warrior against the warrior, yeah, like you said. I don't want to speak about my samurai character or something like that, but it's true, it's truth. Because I was inspired many years by these Codex Bushido and this type of focus for a fight, for everything what you're doing in your life, to do it with all your focus, give all your heart to your performance. So that's why we are the warriors. Yeah, because we go there and there is nothing left. Yeah.
Alex is one of the greatest strikers of all time, you know, Hall of Famer in kickboxing. But do you believe he's ever seen a man who strikes in the way that you do?
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm every time trying to find a way where my opponent will be not expect that. That's a key to win, because it's about to win in the way that your opponent don't expect that. So you have to see, I don't see somebody like I'm not watching his techniques, yeah, and I'm watching his weak points, and there I will attack with the full power. That's why it's my style, a little bit risky, but it's a part of myself. I need to go there with everything, but I little upgrade my style because Alex is a like top level stand-up guy, so I'm prepared for that.
In the run-up to your last fight, you had a lot going on in your personal life. Is it safe to say that this time around camp has been a bit less stressful for you?
No. I realize like we always have problems, you know, like just the pressure. I mean, the last one I went through the divorce, you know, it's still, the divorce was final, but you don't realize how much aftermath there is to it, you know, like literally this whole fight is still paying my ex, you know what I mean? And you're like, man, it's crazy. You have to get punched in the face and you work so hard and you do all this and you have to like, you know, pay that much for something, you know, and it's, I mean, money is something that, okay, I'll fight here, I'll get it, whatever, you know, winning or losing, everything's gonna be taken care of, I'll make more and stuff like that, but it's just problems, you know, and team, I'm Ruka close, so I basically made my own home gym, you know, and you just keep like investing in your dreams and hope that it works, you know, and I'm trying to make everything private at home because there's just, you're very vulnerable when everyone's seeing your training. And I mean, I'm like a world champion in jiu-jitsu, but people will see me in the gym and I'm like crying and frustrated because I feel like I should be better at something. I feel like I should be able to get it and I don't get it, you know what I mean? Like it's not working and you know, there's injuries and there's tons of stuff that keeps going on and you're like, man, I just want to be able to train and get better. But I don't know, it's like in the fight, it comes out, you know what I mean? It all works out and that's kind of, and then thankfully, my last sparring for this fight was my best sparring, and it was just one time. I only had 15 minutes of a great sparring. I felt what I needed to do. And I was like, man, God, let me have a couple more days of feeling that, you know. But it was enough, and I think like, man, no one believes me like how crazy it is that's going on. Like I got a new puppy. I think I even invent more problems to put more chaos. You know, I think I thrive on that. You know, like the craziness. You know, it's like puppy and all these things. But you know, getting used to being like set. You know, splitting your daughter half of the time with you, half of the time with the dad, and all these things. So you're learning so many new dynamics in your routine. And I mean, my whole life when I was to be a world champion in jiu-jitsu, my best times of being a world champion was when I had a routine and I had a schedule and, you know, you're able to keep focused. That's why it's hard to be a mom and try to be a world champion or to be the champion of the UFC or all these things because you need to be consistent in your training. And when you feel like that you're not consistent in your day-to-day life, one day is this, one day is that, and you're like, man, I just need to train, like that's it. And you just make it work, you know? So it definitely wasn't easy, but I understand that that's what everyone goes through, you know? Everyone's having problems, everyone has injuries, we're fighters. I think Jessica she talked about she had a divorce too, you know? So it's kind of crazy that like, you know, the fans get to watch us like let out all of our stress and everything on another person in a fight, you know? But that's what we're training for, and that's what makes the victory more special.